Welcome to the Sandro channel. Make sure that you subscribe.
Hi folks, Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans, and today I'm going to be talking about another show sadly coming to an end. Now that doesn't mean it was necessarily canceled outright. It just means that maybe creatively in the story they felt they were finished. Maybe some of the producers just wanted to move on to other projects. Doesn't necessarily mean it was outright canceled, but it has ended, so there's no plans for any more at this time. This was on Netflix, so we know what's been going on at Netflix. They've been axing all the animation. Inside Job, which was renewed for another season, a season 2, they got unrenewed, and the show is just completely axed. It's gone. One season, it's a one and done. Inside Job is gone. So that was very, very sad to see. I actually did like that show. As for this show, funny backstory here, actually. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you will know that at some point, I promised people that I would actually watch the first couple of episodes of Johnny Test, and then I would give you guys my thoughts on the reboot compared to the original, because I actually said I was a fan of the original. Now, hold on a second here. When I say I'm a fan of the original, I only watched the first 1 or 2, 3 seasons, okay? I do know that there was a whole thing with the Johnny Test fan base here, where the show does, literally it declines in quality huge. It goes from a really awesome show with a kick-ass theme song, and it just goes off a roller coaster. The animation drops, the story, the writing drops, and then the sound effects. People started saying the animators are sending us secret messages for help, because every episode would have a million whip crack sound effects. So yeah, Johnny Test, the later seasons are highly, highly viewed as being horrible. But just because the show had bad seasons doesn't mean the whole thing was terrible. I thought the first 2 seasons of Johnny Test were pretty good. It reminded me of Dexter's Lab. I like Dexter's Lab, so it carried over, and I enjoyed Johnny Test. What can I say? Obviously, I still think Dexter's Lab was a way better show, but I actually really enjoyed Johnny Test as a kid, I gotta say. And it got a reboot. This is a show, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, this is a show that can hold water. This is a show that will stand the test of time. I feel like they could reboot this every 5 years, and the next generation of kids would just watch it because it's a funny kid with his wacky science sisters, and they're always making up some weird plots, right? So I think the show really, it's not going anywhere. Even though this is an end to another, another run of Johnny Test, I think that the show will come back in due time, and it might not be a continuation. It might not be, exactly what you were looking for, but it'll come back in one way or another. Maybe, oh God, watch them do a live action. No, God, please. Hopefully they keep it in cartoon form, but we can only dream here, folks. We can only dream. But it does say Johnny Test has officially ended. So again, ended, not canceled. Like I said, ended could be an open term word where maybe they got to the end of the show. They felt that they told all the stories they wanted to tell. Maybe the writers just wanted to move on elsewhere. The show just came to an end, but let's be real, it was probably axed by Netflix, and this is a fancy way of saying, cancellation. But they said, yeah, Johnny Test has officially ended. The show ran from 2021 to 2022, which is not long. That's 1 year. And it got 2 seasons and 40 episodes. Plus, it actually did get 1 special. So there you go. The source for this was The Biggest Jim, who's actually a fellow Canadian. He is a fellow Canadian here. And he's a storyboard artist and supervises a bunch of series like My Little Pony, etc., etc. And you guys could go check out his Twitter page. But yeah, he was the source, and he has confirmed, yep, it's it's lights out for Johnny Test, okay? I'm not sad by it. You guys told me in the comments some of you guys were watching this show, okay? Some of you were watching it. Some of you said, Sandro, you liked it, but it wasn't the greatest cartoon of all time. You were just watching it if you had spare time or whatever. But I'm personally not sad to see this one go. I know some of you might be out there, but After reading some of these comments, I don't think too many people are sad about this. Matthew Hart says, whoa. What does this say? Chells says, when the fuck did this happen? So this person didn't even know this thing was going on. What is this? Frost the Polarian Fox. Finally, I was thinking when it will stop. It wasn't interesting to me anyway. So a lot of people have disdain for Johnny Test because of the original series, where it got really, really bad towards the end. And I could see the disdain. Like I said, I could see the disdain. But I personally always like those early seasons of Johnny Test. Just the first 2 or 3 there, they were pretty solid. I thought they were pretty solid. And, I can understand why people don't like this and want it to end. Media Moviegoer says Netflix releasing new shows without promoting them, then canceling them, making people not want to get involved or invested in any new Netflix shows. This person has a really, really good point, okay? This guy with the Spider-Man avatar right here. Netflix doesn't promote a lot of their shows unless they're really big, like Cuphead or something. They kind of fall into obscurity. There's a lot of shows on Netflix, so a lot of these shows, they get swept up in a sea of just endless shit. And a lot of people never discover them. A lot of people didn't know the show was even going on. And another show just getting the axe. That's what we assume, right? We assume it got the axe, like Netflix has been canceling a lot of shows. Inside Job, which unfortunately got unrenewed. It got, like, I don't understand. We got a season 2, and then they're like, guys, Inside Job, it got renewed for season 2, and then suddenly the heck out of nowhere, we unrenewed it, and the show is canceled. Inside Job, one and done. It's all over, folks. So yeah, Netflix is not exactly a great company when it comes to animation. Mikoosh says, I didn't even know this show came back. Yeah. Came back for a little Netflix reboot, and it only lasted 1 year. And, this person says it was a short-lived revival. Yeah, it sure was. Literally didn't last 12 months. I thought this was still unreleased. Well, you're wrong. This person says, I don't think the crew wanted the show canceled. So yeah, again, it said the show was ended, not canceled. So this person's having a hypothesis here. He says, I don't think the crew wanted the show canceled. Netflix canceled the series because all they want is viewership. I agree with this. Other series, when they come to an end because of storytelling and whatever, it feels more natural. This show only had 1 season. It was probably secretly axed by Netflix, and they're just like, guys, tell people it ended. Or they just didn't renew the contract. They gave them 40 episodes, and then they're like, guys, no plan to renew, so the show just ended. That's it. Which I would still call cancellation, in my opinion. Didn't know the show continued until now. Talk about horrible advertisement. A huge problem with Netflix. You never know. Like, there's so much stuff on the platform. You just don't know. You just don't know what's coming. You don't know what's going. We need another reboot. Yeah, this is a show where I think it's so popular with kids, even though the first season the first iteration of the show had some really bad seasons later on. This is a show that will hold the test of time and will keep getting rebooted. I think so. Let's keep going here. That person says something in Spanish. I like how absolutely nobody knew about it. Isn't that Periwinkle from Blue's Clues there? So nobody knew about it. Like, didn't you hear that announcement? Yeah, like, just no announcements from Netflix. It just kind of ended. This person says, thank God. So this might be one of the people that just utterly hated Johnny Test. R.I.P. Whip Checks. Yes, the legendary Whip Checks. Where in the later seasons, they would do the whip. Weren't they Whip Cracks? Whip Cracks. Where, you guys should go online and type it in, like Johnny Test Whip Cracks later seasons. You'll see some crazy stuff. Like, Johnny Test really did decline in the later seasons, folks. It's a shame, but maybe the show should have ended at season 3, and it would have been remembered as like one of the greats. Maybe, maybe. This person says no season 3. Then nope, they're not getting a season 3. I actually really like the new show. It sucks. It had such a short run. It had fun episodes. Yeah, I think like a lot of people love the idea of just like a kid and his science sisters, or vice versa, right? Dexter's Lab, children doing science experiments and all kind of wacky plots. children just eat this shit up. So I can understand why people really enjoyed this one. Rest in peace, Johnny Test. Thanks for all. I didn't even know this came back. Where was the advertising? So again, another person sticking it to Netflix and saying, guys, maybe advertise this. William says, ended. Why? Yeah, it says ended, not canceled. And they say why. And we all know the answer is because Netflix just wanted that watch time. And they basically just axed it because it was probably too expensive. Lip Toroda or something says, he just returned. WTF. Yeah, that was a short-lived 1 year. Thank you. Wait, is it back? This person here says, wait, it's back? There was another version. I only remember the original. Yeah, people didn't even know. I didn't know the show came back. Did it got canceled? Knowing Netflix, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it's gone. It came back? Damn, guess I'm not the biggest Jim, says that person. I honestly think the original had better art. I agree. I've said this in my original review. The new version of Bling Bling, like Bling Bling was like Johnny Test's like biggest nemesis. I really like the original art way more than the new version of Bling Bling. This looks just fucking weird. I agree, except for the third photo where Dookie is in every pic. Dookie is in every pic. He's the only one who still looks right to me. Even Dookie, I think, doesn't look exactly correct like it was in the original. This show came back. Don't think I've ever watched this, but why am I crying? Because Netflix gave another show the axe. This show came back. Also, the designs look off from what I remember. Is there some kind of design change, or am I just remembering it wrong? And another person saying, I didn't know this existed. You're not remembering it wrong. They changed the animation style for this new Netflix rebooted version. So that's going to be the end. I think I read through a good number of those. Most people didn't even know this was happening. Most people didn't know it existed. Most people wanted Netflix to advertise to get that third season, and they simply did not. They didn't care. So if Netflix doesn't care, why should we care? And like that guy said, why should we get invested? It's a really sad catch-22 that Netflix is putting us in here. And I just hope that Netflix gets their shit together and we can get back to having shows longer lifespans. I don't like how all these shows, we get like 11 episodes, 10 episodes, and then they're axed after one season. I want to start seeing longer running shows where we get like big, like 30, 40, 50 series orders and that go on for years. Like I want to go back to that, but I don't know if we ever can. And it's sad times in the animation industry. Everything's getting cut. We're seeing a bit of a the 2008 financial crisis. What's the word? Recession. There we go. We're seeing a recession right now, just like the 2008 financial crisis there. And the subscriber growth is slowing down. It's halting. In some places they peaked. They've hit the peak, and it's all downhill from here. And it's just really sad times for the animation industry, like I said. So I want to know all your thoughts down below. Please tell me about Johnny Test. Did you even know did you know it was canceled? Did you know it was even, this show existed? Did you know it ended, quote unquote. Let me know all your thoughts on Johnny Test down below. And by the way, this show had one of the best kick-ass theme songs of all time. Okay, I'll stand by that no matter what. Even though this Netflix reboot had a shittier theme song, they replaced the original. The original theme song was so kick-ass, you can never replace that. It's too good, but I want to hear all your thoughts down below. Which theme song was better, the original or this new crappier one? I'm biased, okay, but the original one does sound way better. Let me know down below all your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, and why not watch an ad for your boy Sandro. Thank you guys so much. Peace out, bye-bye, and have a great day.